I like to hold an optimistic attitude about the future. We're not lost in the debris field, but that we are actually explorers seeking out new forms of knowledge. My name is James Piccone. I'm a graduate of SCI-Arc, and I'm an architect and an educator based in Los Angeles.
My name is Richard Mapes. I am a recent graduate of the Design Theory and Pedagogy program. Since then, I have started teaching, and I've also started my own design practice called Brain Bath.
My name's Jon Penvose, and I'm a recent graduate from the Design Theory and Pedagogy program, and I recently joined the Architecture Technologies program.
My name is Justin Doro, and I'm a recent graduate of SCI-Arc's Design Theory and Pedagogy program.
The Design Theory and Pedagogy program was significant in developing my career because it gave me both the space to develop a body of research, but also to apply that research to a new form of emerging practice. In that space between discourse and practice, the Design Theory and Pedagogy program also allowed the space for emerging voices, building greater awareness of how we operate as architects and how we see our work in a world that is constantly fluctuating.
My project was called the Design Theory and Pedagogy Debris Field. The main objective of the website was to reorient knowledge into a space that was inclusionary without defaulting back to previous ways of structuring knowledge. The website was a linguistic and visual repository that offered a space to slow down your cognition as things would come in and out of focus. It gave a space to grapple with uncertainty, while at the same time giving students the opportunity to form their own ideas rather than simply default to computing and executing them.
So over the 3 terms of the program, I developed a project called Beta. Its composition was being manipulated by a soundboard that was connected to Unreal Engine. Everything in the environment, from the lighting to the position of objects and the staging of all of the things in that volumetric environment, were manipulable with a MIDI board, which positioned both the designer, who in this case is a form of architectural DJ. That performance was a form of live modeling, if you will, throughout the course of the 20 minutes, ultimately making room for new subjects and new forms of inhabitants in that space. So Beta allows certain kinds of information to leap out of the background, to capture our attention and to be in the forefront of our consciousness, so that we can begin to question which spaces and which environments that we're designing as architects make room for certain subjects, and which subjects, people, and ideas we have yet to make room for.
My work at SCI-Arc was focused on developing an architectural approach to the climate crisis. Ecological preservation requires us considering equally productive specificity, distinctiveness, and environmental impacts to our contemporary focus on universality, simplicity, and industrial efficiency.
Dealing with content has become an obsession of mine in relationship to the development of different digital asset libraries, digital asset management systems, or even the curation of decentralized links. We're able to go into the references and into the content in order to link them in more substantial ways based off of keywords and concept packages. And essentially what this is a way to connect different workflows, different aesthetic packages, and different references that allows for multiple projects to stay on the table during the development of the thesis project.
What I realized by the end of that 3rd semester was that all the things that my peers and I worked on were not false starts, but they were things that were contributing to an invisible field of knowledge.
To paraphrase Carl Jung, if we don't bring what he called the unconscious into the conscious, then we will allow it to direct our lives and we'll begin to mistake it with fate.
The future trajectory of my work is grounded in a motivation to produce new tools for students so that they can have that same space of reflection that I had during Design Theory and Pedagogy.
For architecture, this negotiation between different ways of seeing is becoming increasingly important as we begin to search for new forms of discourse and different kinds of practices which have the capacity to make room for others, both human and non-human.